Super cool radio.
Hello, everyone. I am Matthew Thomas. This is Super Cool Radio. Have some great guests with me at this time. Very recently, they released a brand new album entitled The Siren and will embark on a tour with Offensive coming up on January 13th. Please welcome back Illusions of Grandeur.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you
guys
or
back
actually
on,
see you for the first time.
Yeah.
First time actually, yes, for video, but thank you guys for coming back now for season 3. You guys are back.
That's awesome. Usually the best shows, they happen in season 3.
They do.
So there you go. So there you
We
are.
binge watch a lot.
Yeah. We're on the road a lot. We don't have that's our hobby.
That's well. I'm hoping season 3 is going to be good, so I think I'm starting off on a good foot, I think.
I think you're off
Excellent.
to a good start. I'm not going to lie.
So I believe we guys talked with you about 6 months ago. I think it was over the summer of last year, and quite a few things happened. I know we were talking about the new album, The Siren, which was came out a few months after our interview. So I kind of want to talk about that. So how was it writing and recording that album and finally actually getting to release it in full?
It was like giving birth. I can imagine. We spent 2 years writing that record, not on purpose, because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I think it made it a much better album.
Yeah, I think so too. Definitely.
Because we were in process of recording it in late 2019, early 2020, and then like the whole world went and shut down.
Yeah.
And we had like these 36 songs written. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. And it kind of forced us to just be in the studio.
And to really, like, we took them and refined them.
Yeah.
And then in the summer of 2020, we had a little personnel change and brought in Julian Yeager on guitar. So we just kind of refocused the album and re-recorded the whole thing. And and we worked with we ended up working with Hailstorm producer David Ivory.
Yep. That was really cool.
He came into the fold and worked with us on a couple singles that are coming out soon. So it really, it feels great. The long, short answer.
Well, it's awesome. I've listened to the album. I really enjoy it, kind of obviously for the storytelling part, as we were kind of talking about last time, but also just like for the music in general. Like even for like casual listeners, it's still a great album to listen to.
Thank
you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's like the idea that you can listen to the songs individually and appreciate them, but then if you know the story, you can hear it in the story as well. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I think we talked about that last time, and I talk about it pretty much
every time.
It's like, it's for some people that would know it, it's like The Who, Tommy, or, it's a great song. If you know it inside the record, it's great in that too. Or maybe I've thought of a new one recently, Operation Mindcrime from Queensryche. Some people.
Wow, that is a new one.
That's obscure.
Yeah.
But if you hear Silent Lucidity, you're like, man, that's a great song. But in the storyline of Operation Mindcrime, it's a critical point. So, it's we're having a lot of fun with the. We had a lot of fun with the songwriting. We're actually writing the next record now, since we have a teeny bit of time between the album release and the tour. So we're back to kind of square one.
Playing with new equipment too, because I got a new microphone for studio, and I'm so excited.
She got a Neumann mic, and she's so happy.
Awesome.
But so we're glad people can listen to it and enjoy it for the storytelling, and we're glad people can listen to it and be like, oh man, I like that song. Especially right now, the first single off the album and the video, Silence, is out. And that's on radio, and it's our first worldwide video release.
Yeah, exciting too.
Yeah, through Universal. That was really cool to go on Apple TV and see your video. It's pretty cool.
I can imagine for sure, especially I guess Apple TV and, as you said, radio play. Which there was a good segue, because that was actually my next thing that I wanted to talk about, was the music video for Silence, which was recently released last month. So how was it filming that part? Filming the music video, because it was in a forest somewhere, I assume. It was kind of similar. When I was talking about with you guys, like the wolf, like the location, the forest kind of thing. But obviously, this is a performance music video. You guys are actually playing. So how was it filming the music video?
Cold.
Seems to always be cold.
We're always on tour in the summer.
So every time we shoot,
maybe we'll try and shoot
freezing.
a video in the summer in the Ukraine.
Yeah. It was fun though, because actually we're all in the video at one time, which that's the first time we've ever done that.
No, down.
Oh, down?
A little bit and down.
Okay, yeah, a little bit and down. But that was like one of our, we were trying to focus on that this time. Like, okay, everybody in the video, at the same time, like everybody performing at the same time.
And then we had notes from our label, like, don't really do any special effects.
Oh, yeah.
Just
keep
it simple.
Yep.
So it's the first video with no CGI.
Mm-hmm.
Or no effects. It's just us.
Mm-hmm.
We filmed it in the mountains up here in Lancaster. We drove up the mountain and spent a day and had generators and lights and all those fun things that you have to do on a video shoot. It was fun, and it was a lot easier.
Yeah, I think editing and everything was a lot easier too, because normally because of the special effects or whatever we put in it takes a while to get it right. Like not have it look too corny and phony,
Yeah, so this one actually was very natural.
Yeah.
And it's gotten the best response out of all our videos.
Yeah, that's for sure. Maybe not the most views, but definitely the best response.
Yeah, it's definitely the best response. And then, so now, since that first one is out through Ingroove's Universal Music, we're going to be re-releasing all the videos through them over the next couple months. And it's going to be different cuts of the videos. Like, so they're new. If you can see them on the YouTube channel, the original release, and now they're going to be the album release version of it with a different edit. So, and that'll be out on like Apple TV and I can't think of Focus TV is one.
Roku.
Focus is on where you can get that on Roku.
Yeah.
So that's a fun one. So it's kind of opened the door to doing a much wider audience and doing some really neat things with the video. So we're excited about it.
Definitely, for sure. Definitely. I'll leave some links for people to check out that stuff out as well. And that's really cool that they're re-releasing them with a little bit of a different cut to it. I think it's very cool, and I think it's definitely something different. So even if people saw the preview, the original music video, it'd still be like this now, a little bit different perspective on it.
Yeah, we thought, why re-release the same video?
Yeah.
So we went in and re-edited
some stuff.
And actually pulled a little bit back on
the
effects.
profit. We pulled back on the profit.
Yeah, we pulled back a little bit, and we did some different. It's just we went in and just changed them up, just so that it's something new, maybe exciting, but new for sure.
I'm excited for the next video because that's going to be totally different.
Yeah,
we have a new venue to shoot in, and I'm so excited.
So
yeah.
That should be for the second single, Demons.
Yeah. Yep.
But people are going to have to wait a little while for that.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Well, I definitely look forward to it. I really like seeing you guys' progression, from starting out and then now. I think really you guys are hitting your stride, especially with the music videos, the story, and everything. I just have really been enjoying every kind of either single or music video you guys have been releasing.
Thank
you. That's awesome.
I really appreciate that.
So I did have one question about the Silence music video that I was curious about. So how did it feel to play in a forest, pretty much a performance in a forest with just your crew around you?
It was so loud. I was like, I wonder how many people can hear this beyond. And I was terrified of poison ivy because I'm crazy allergic to it. So he's like, oh, just step back into the woods and just walk towards me. I'm looking all around me. For poison ivy. So that was fun.
I not only had to play bass and I directed it.
Yeah.
So it was neat. It was cool, especially our drummer, who is gotta be one of the loudest drummers I've ever heard.
The click was amazingly loud as well.
Yeah, he's Ted lives on the click. Like he's, I mean, as drummers should be.
Yes.
He's amazingly time oriented. And he loves to have like a really loud click, and he wears in-ears, and it's loud in his in-ears. It's in ours too, but it's in his. It's like, I put his in-ears on one day. I was like, forget this. So we're out in the forest, and before we slate the video and we start, you're just like, gong, 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 gong. I was like, people are going to think something weird is
going on in the woods. Like, what's going on in the woods?
Like, I'm sure a couple miles away, people were like, what is that?
Yeah.
There'll be a ghost story one day, and then the echo of the click came through the woods.
And the 4 count.
Yeah. So it was fun. It was an enjoyable. It was a long day. It was like an 18-hour day out in the woods filming, and but I think it was totally worth it. And it was also like the first time we usually have a concept and we shoot and we do what the band would like to do. I think the first time we kind of outside was on the Wolf a little bit, but this was the first time we had really notes like, hey, you know, this one just show the band, do the thing. Yeah. So we followed it, not begrudgingly, but a little bit like, if this don't work, we got another cup with a lot of stuff in it. But it worked, so it was cool.
Yeah, I definitely like how it turned out, and I think you guys are probably adding to the like urban myth legends in the hills of Lancaster, PA, with how loud it was.
Yeah, someone somewhere is gonna be like, and the phantom, the click, the aliens made this clicking sound.
I was waiting to see somebody. I was like, somebody is gonna come up here. Like, what the hell is that? Like, come after the sound. Like, what is that?
Hunters.
Yeah. That's why I said to him, I was like, it's not hunting season, is it? Like,
it's duck season, rabbit season.
Duck season, rabbit season, human season?
Human season.
Yeah, just add that to the list too.
It would have looked silly if we all wore orange vests, but you know.
Well, was it hunting season at that time?
Honestly,
I don't know. I really hope not.
There's a lot of gunplay in our neighborhood.
There is. There's always.
Like, you hear stuff going off.
Yeah.
It's fun. So I don't know. I guess we're lucky to be alive. But it was, yeah, we were up there in the mountains, and we have heard shots fired from there. But no, it was fun. I'm really enjoying the feedback people are sending. Like, they're just really enjoy. It was, people are commenting on like, oh, it's nature and stuff like that. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's kind of what I picked up too. Is I mean, you guys playing in the forest, it's pretty much it's simple and straightforward, but I just really like how it just really shows off. It showcases you guys, I think, very well, just as a band.
I think that was the point. Yeah, that was kind of, and so if you're seeing that and other people are seeing that, then I think the point came across.
Yeah, that's good.
I like to be on point sometimes. But also coming up very soon, actually a big reason I want to chat with you guys, because you guys will be hitting the road starting January 13th with another band who I actually interviewed in season 2, Offensive, coming up for the Sirens and Demons Tour. So how does it feel to go on tour with Offensive? Because did you guys play any shows last year?
We played a couple shows last year.
Shows.
Yeah. We were playing
somewhere in July.
Yeah.
I can't remember where, but then I know we played in November, and we had something in between that. Oh, we played in Lebanon. We did our album release in Lebanon, and I think, did we play Bar 13 last year? Was that what we did? Early. It was June. It wasn't July. Because July I went out for my surgery. We
were still tracking the album. We actually went to LA.
In May we were in LA.
Right after we played there, we flew to LA to finish vocals.
Yep.
We haven't played with Offensive yet. Leon is the man.
He's been talking to him.
Yeah, and we're really excited for this tour. I think people are going to really enjoy this tour. And we're hitting we're starting in Akron, Ohio on the 13th, and then it traverses through PA and down into Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, and I think South Carolina. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look at dates, but it's a real cool. Like, we're gonna headline some nights, they're gonna headline some nights, and you're gonna get like 2 very different bands, but it's just a night of like killer music. And it's been really cool because a lot of the venues we're going in to play, they're really excited. The reaction's really good. And then a lot of the opening acts, I've just been checking them out. So there's going to be some great nights. of music coming up all throughout January, and we're really looking forward to that. Not to mention, it's our first kind of consistent U.S. tour.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, we tour in Europe a lot, where we'll go out for 2-3 weeks at a time and tour and just play. But in America, it's always been kind of one-offs and festivals and things like that. So this is our first first leg of our first full-length U.S. tour.
Yeah.
And then
Excited for that.
Yeah, and then we go to Europe in June. But then we'll be back, and probably I think the second leg of this will be in August. And the dates will be announced for that soon too. So it's going to be the beginning of us touring in our home country, which we're really excited about.
Now we're going to my home state, which I'm excited because I'm from DC. So like Maryland, I'm excited to be in Maryland. I got a lot of people that hopefully will be out to see that. Got some old high school friends coming out, which is kind of crazy. So got new merch, which I'm excited about. We got a lot of cool new merch.
Come out and get the Siren t-shirt.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's always cool, like kind of if you're like coming back to like a hometown or a place you grew up, and like seeing people like come to a show and stuff. I think it's always a cool experience, especially like when or if you just have friends in the area who show up. I think it's always cool.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, when we played in Lebanon. Like some people we had a bunch of people that were apparently longtime fans of the band that we had never met. So it was like meeting your Facebook friends. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Like, that's what you look like.
and there's some people that have been out to see the band before. So it was that was a fun show. Scott's Church in Lebanon, which is like a underground venue.
And that's on the list.
And that's on the list. We're going back there. They wanted us back, so they're getting us. So we're looking forward to that. And then we're doing a one-off in March with Parlandra.
I'm never going to say that band name right. Actually, I want to hear somebody else say it before I do, so I don't fuck it up.
Yeah. So we're doing a one-off in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania on St. Patty's Day.
I saw that.
They're amazing.
Yeah, we can't wait.
She's ridiculous. She's so good.
Cassandra.
Yeah, Cassandra. She's amazing.
So we're looking forward to that, and so it's got a lot of fun stuff coming up. And we're waiting for the next single to be released, which is a song called Demons.
Yeah, definitely. I hope you guys have a great tour. Obviously, I've interviewed Offensive. Leon, as you said, awesome dude. So I haven't seen Offensive live, but I do really want to because I've heard they bring it. They're very heavy.
Oh yeah, yeah. It reminded me my early days of playing metal when I played in some thrash bands back in the early 90s. So
what was that?
Yeah, I was known for my thrash metal roots. So I thought it was an interesting mix, though, when the promoter reached out. I was like, because some people would think, like, in Europe, we fit more with, like, Epica and Nightwish and bands like that. And they also love to, like, pigeonhole us with, we're going to put you with another female-fronted band. And
like, that's not a genre.
But so to put us with, like, a thrash metal band, especially, like, an old-school thrash metal band, like High Horns there, I was like, yeah, that's fun. You don't want to sit there and see two bands that kind of sound similar. You want to see something different.
Yeah, I know, and I see that a lot too. Like with like other promoters and shows and stuff, they'll put like a co-headlining tour or or a tour like that, and have like two female-fronted bands, which they can both be really good bands. But I feel like you kind of see that stuff a lot, and I feel like mixing it up with like a not a completely different, but at least a sort of different band gives it a different taste, a different flavor to the show.
Yeah, and I've listened to those guys pretty extensively, and they have metal, and then they have thrash, and they kind of have in between. And we have some hard rock songs and some metal songs, and kind of in between. So I do think that their fans will like us, and I think our fans will like them. And then the other thing is, it's just both bands are kind of I don't know how to like pure of heart. Like we're just really like out there to play and enjoy our time on stage and hang out with other musicians, and Offensive is, from all our communications and everything we prepped for this tour, it's been like a breath of fresh air. Like there's just no egos, and just can't wait to go out and make music. And we're thankful because all this COVID crap to be in venues and to be on tour, and it's nice to see some normalcy
Yeah, definitely.
return. So, that's a fun thing.
Yeah, definitely. I know I was able to go to some shows last year that I was happy for, at least to do some shows and stuff. So I'm glad for bands who didn't either get to play shows last year or didn't get to play as many shows, that they got some great tours lined up. I see some other bands have some tours lined up. So I'm happy there's at least some normalcy to getting back and being on tour and being on and playing shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been a blessing. We were a little worried because we had a run of shows set up for September of 2021, and we were so excited, and and just COVID just kind of went no.
Yeah, we got it, and then ironically enough, then one of the venues just like shut down. They're like, yeah, no, we're not doing it because of COVID either. So
we kind of put it out there as what's meant to be is meant to be.
Yeah. We had to be right with people. We got it, and I was like, I don't want to give somebody COVID.
Oh no,
that's not right.
We weren't going to not even play around.
Yeah, so.
But it was, just one of those things. Like when it's the right thing, everything falls in line and it happens. And we're really eager to hit the road. And so far, the response we're getting from all the venues and everywhere we're heading to is really great. And it's funny because when we go to Europe, we get that response before we go.
Yes. It's actually really nice to see it in the States.
Yeah. So, and that's people usually like, we have this Ukraine tour coming up. We're going to be headlining Rock Balava on June 17th. And that's months away, but we have a lot of our friends and our fans and people from the UK reach out like, oh, we can't wait for Rock Balava. And then apparently they know the tour dates, but we don't.
You guys don't that's not important.
Yeah, it's a little fun. I'm like, okay, it's like a state secret or something. But that's been happening with this tour. So like with each date that's going on, starting in Akron, Ohio, venues and people that live in that area. And, especially when you're on an American tour and your tour starts, on a Thursday, I remember this from touring before. When you're playing Monday night and Tuesday night, you're thinking you're probably going to play to a not full venue.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. The venues we're playing on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday, we're getting lots of people reaching out from them, and the venues are getting a lot of good response. So that's super encouraging. I think people really want to get out and
see some live music.
Yeah.
Everybody's been stuck inside, and that was one of the conversations we were having with somebody before. Like, what was the last concert you saw? I'm like, I don't even know. I don't even know. I can't even.
My only regret is I'll never get to see myself live.
Oh, that's a Kanye quote.
Gotta fit that in at least once. I don't know where I was going to say something and I got thrown off by Kanye.
Sorry.
Which I guess happens apparently. Thinking back, like before 2020, you just have to add like 4 years to that. Because I was thinking of something like I was like, hey, I didn't hang out with this friend like a year ago, and he's like, no, that was 2018. I go, right. That's
wow, yeah, that's how time flies too. Like if I had stuff pop up. Thank God for Facebook.
I was thinking the same thing. Your Facebook timeline, like 4 years ago. I'm like, damn, that was 4 years ago?
Yeah, we were out with OTEP or Dope or somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
OTEP was 3, right?
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Like, that was 3. You're right.
Yeah, it's 3.
That is 3. 4 years ago, Dope and Motor Grinder.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that was 4 years.
It doesn't feel like that long ago.
No, because road life is like quick. You know what felt long? 2020.
Yeah. Kidding.
That felt long. I can make a porn reference there, but I won't. Yeah, it was.
If you want to.
No, I'm good. But yeah, that was like a long year because we're so used to being on the road. We're so used to hanging out with our fans. We're so used to making music. And I think we did talk about it before when we were on the radio interview, which it did allow us to focus on making videos.
Yeah.
Which was really cool because we had only on the previous album did 2 videos. 2 and some lyric videos.
Did we do 2 or 3? Because we did one for The Voyage.
No, we did 3. Yeah, there were 3.
3.
Oh wow, look at that.
Yeah, look at me remembering.
We had 3 videos on the first album, but not like they weren't like major shoots or anything. One was live from our first appearance at Rock Balava. But this one has 5 videos. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Videos so far in release. So our plan actually if everything goes to plan, is to do a video for every song on the album.
Yeah, which we will. Because when he says something and puts his mind to it, that's how it's going to be. Just yeah.
Well, we're thinking of being able to like tie them together and make them into like a short movie.
Yeah.
I remember you guys mentioned that last time, and it's just so cool to see with you guys' music videos. It's always cool how creative you guys can get with it, that it's always a different either aspect. Like, obviously, we're talking about The Wolf, that was all acting, and like with Silence, it's you guys playing in a forest. So it's cool just how you guys can incorporate different elements and just like do different music videos, like style of music videos for like each one.
Thank you.
Yeah, you don't want to give people the same thing twice. And
that's why I'm really excited for the next one too.
Yeah, she's kind of directing the next video, and we not kind of, she's directing the next video. But we always like to respect our listeners, so we don't try and give them the same. We don't retread the same thing. We try and give them a new sound and really work hard on the songs. And we respect the people that are going to take the time. If you're going to sit and watch a video for 4 minutes, it better be good. So we're not just going to put out crap just to put something out. We put a lot of time and energy into it. One, because we want to do something creative and we want to do something that represents us well. But two, we want to entertain people.
Yeah. And
we want them when they watch a video to come away going like, oh man, like I liked that, or I like this, or like multiple points. So, you know, we respect people taking the time, and we're really happy that they do.
Yeah, that's for sure. The response is often overwhelming, especially how quickly it is. You know, it's like in a day, it'll be like 10,000 people. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah. And well, it's the internet, man. It's
power of the internet. That's
it's really cool because you can like reach out and just like touch the viewer, you know? Again, not a porn reference.
Where's your head at?
I'm just kidding.
You're watching this uncensored podcast. I don't have to follow those FCA rules. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's so cool that, and I like you guys' mindset that if someone's going to take time to watch it, that it should be good. I have the kind of the same mindset with when I do my stuff too. Is like I want this to be a good representation of myself and or you guys as well. So I really like that because it's like paying to go to a show. People pay their hard-earned money to go to a show. They should be entertained. It's like the same thing with music videos, except it's free minus the internet you have to pay for. That was
our first conversation as a band, of songwriting and what style and all those things. We kind of knew what we wanted to do, but putting on a good show, and to the point you just brought up,
super important.
If someone's going to pay to come see us, especially on a Monday night in January, we want to blow the doors off. We want to blow their hair back, and we want to give them a show that they'll be
remember.
Like I'm glad I left the house. I'm glad I went and hung out, and I had a good time. And that was our number one. And then that equal with all putting out good records. But now videos have kind of crept in there too, and it's neat. It's not like some brand new format, what I mean? We just were like videos,
No,
we've been around since the 80s.
We just had time, I think is what it was for us. We had time, which we don't normally have because normally we're prepping to go on tour,
Yeah, the production for the live show is intensive.
Yeah.
It takes up a lot of time.
Well, and especially when you're going overseas because you have to like plan ahead. Actually this year we're getting a storage unit overseas before we even get there. We're sending stuff, and it's time consuming and it's expensive. And
our road manager he's in Ukraine. He's in Belgrade right now, advancing the tour.
Yeah.
So that's the first, and it's the first time we've ever done that.
And we have people over there too. So shout out to Alex because he's
Alex and the team in Kiev.
In Kiev, yeah. So. He's going to be really, really helpful this year. And he's excited to do so, which I'm also really grateful for because that's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a lot of changes. We're doing some things right.
Yeah.
It's a little scary.
Yeah. Woohoo.
I don't think many people really think about it is. Do you guys can think touring and going overseas to tour is you have to think of different things of how to do stuff compared to going on a US tour. Is it different or do you?
Oh yeah, it's a lot different.
You have to.
I mean, power. Let's just
power.
Yeah. Power supplies are totally different. He blew up.
I blew up an amp in England. That really shouldn't have blown up because we were playing in a building that was built sometime before America. It was built in the 1400s. We were
jet lagged extremely.
We were extremely jet lagged. But we ended up afterwards hanging out with the crowd, and we had them there till 4 a.m, which we, to us, like, we're not party animals or anything like that, don't get me wrong, but the owner of the pub said this building has never been open past midnight
Ever.
in probably
Like
600 years.
Yeah, like ever.
And I kind of was like, he's like, you damn Americans. I was like, oh my God.
I think my favorite part was I looked over and realized there was a kitchen, and I was like, we could have been eating something this whole time.
Yeah. Shout out to Fat Lils.
Yeah.
In Oxfordshire.
Yeah, Whitney. Yeah.
Yeah, we blew power supplies. We played, I can't remember the name of the town. It's not Dnipro, but we played someplace that looks like it was probably a club that the Nazis hung out in.
Yeah.
It was
crazy.
It was a speakeasy, like behind a wall. Like you go into this really cool bar, but then this wall kind of opens up, and then you're in this huge,
like almost a whole other venue.
It looked like a set from a Quentin Tarantino movie.
It did. It was really cool. I think I have video of that somewhere. I'm gonna have to pull that out and share it.
There was a stage and different levels, and it definitely, it looked like it had been built in the 30s and used during World War II, and the power was problematic.
The power, in some places I couldn't wear my face makeup because of like biker
rules.
colors and rules. I couldn't wave the red flag because they thought I was a communist. So I actually had to bring a different flag altogether for that.
The red flag goes to a song on the first album called Red Sky Morning. Red Sky at night, Sailor's Delight. Red Sky in the morning, Sailor Take Warning.
So there's a reason for it.
A big part of the American show is she has this giant red flag that she waves out. And we're not very political.
No,
we're not thinking Eastern Bloc.
Even a little bit.
And so one of the first promoters that contacted us back on our first tour heading into the Ukraine and the Soviet Union, they're like, "Oh, so you're a communist?"
No.
We were like,
so we can't wave a red flag there. Okay.
Yeah, so we had to change it to a black flag, which is Henry Rollins, all cool. I'm good with that. But it was interesting because it just that the posters went out and they had to recolor the flag because they're like, if people see you waving that flag, I guess there's still the old. It's not. I don't think it's a staple, but it's kind of set.
Questionable.
It's set in their mind. The red flag is, Communist Party. It was funny, but it's just it's the little differences.
Well, yeah, and then when you're packing to go overseas, because I have all different kinds of outfits that I wear, that's really fun. Like pulling out a bunch of chains at customs and everything and throwing your stuff up in it. They're like, what the hell is this? So you have to I remember the first flight, we had to unpack an entire suitcase and reorganize it because we're like, that's $100 to take with us. I'm like, screw that. So we're putting stuff in other people's bags, and
we left in Paris. We left a skull and chains.
Skull and chains
behind in our room
in the hotel room. I'm like, somebody's gonna be like, "What the hell was that?"
Yeah, we leave a lot of stuff in our wake and airport hotels.
You
and
have
stuff.
to, because taking it back with you, it's crazy expensive, and getting instruments on the plane. Yeah, they are considered a carry-on, which is cool. But your drummer with all his cymbals and everything,
we're not a major international touring band, so
there's a lot to think about. To answer your question simply, yes.
We have long answers.
There's a lot to it. It's not.
But Europe touring in Europe it's got a ton of rewards to it. It's also got a ton of challenges.
Yeah.
And the reality was, in the style of band we are, that's where we had an instantaneous connection. It was like we were only out for a year or so, and then we had full European tours being offered to us. Like, can you please come here?
Yeah.
What do you say to that? No.
And they're singing the music back to you, but they can't speak the language. That's pretty cool.
So we're excited to go back to Europe. And we're, like I said earlier, we're super excited to tour in the States here. Mm-hmm. And happy to have that opportunity. Especially, we were wanting that opportunity. We were looking for it. And we had things we were putting together in 2020 to put that in motion. And then COVID happened, which, keep bringing up the C word. And then, so when that got shut down, I was worried, and now it's back, the touring, and we have the opportunity. So we're super grateful. I'll tell you, it's going to be a busy 2022.
Yeah. I feel like it's already over. It's so busy.
Yeah.
We're only in January too.
I know. It's been a long year. It's like January 7th.
It's January 7th. What a year. It's January 7th.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like I plan stuff like so far in advance anyway. Like I've planned already in July with my stuff, so I'm like, all right, the year is set, and I go, it's only January.
And that's the thing, when you tour, like, you know where you're going to be.
Yeah.
Throughout the year, and especially this year, we have like a lot of stuff. So it's like,
planned.
yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, I know this is where we're going to be in August. I know this is where we're going to be here. It's like, and next thing you know, I was trying to explain that our guitar player Julian, this is his first round accomplished studio player, great guy, but he hasn't. He hasn't toured extensively. So this is like, and I told him, I said, blink and it'll be here. Mm-hmm. And here it is. Like, we leave, we're prepped out and heading out Tuesday to start the tour. It's crazy. It's exciting though too. It's so much fun to go out and hang out with the fans. And just, we're blessed because every night we're in a different town. Mm-hmm. It almost sounds like a Bon Jovi song.
Or Bob Dylan.
Or Bob Dylan. I like that.
I like that one better.
So we get to go out and meet different people and make new fans and meet current fans and friends and
new musicians.
I love hanging out with bands. It's so much fun just seeing different bands and hanging out with them, and I miss that. So it's going to be great. Get back out on the road.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like a great tour. As being a fan of both, both Offensive and Illusions of Grandeur, I know it's going to be a really great show. Can you give any? Do you change up your guys' set a little bit, or a stage show? Do you have any plans for it that you can discuss?
It's a heavy set.
It's a heavy set. I think I'm doing costume changes this time for the first time ever. That should be fun.
Nothing could go wrong there.
Nothing can go wrong there. I have like a traveling dressing room.
We've amped up
like a tent.
For anyone who's there is actually, there's a tent. It'd be funny if we took you on a studio tour. But we've amped up the lights. Mm-hmm. We've amped up the smoke, and it's every year when we go out, we try and add something more. This year, there's a ton of. Normally, we use a lot of different stagnant lighting and switch from scenes. This time, there's a lot of mechanical lighting, and things that are happening that we had to experiment with, and a lot. And this is our first tour we're actually doing. It's almost computer controlled.
Yeah, so cross your fingers for us.
Nothing is good. A computer malfunctioning, not doing something right. Come on, that rarely happens. Humans program. It's a garbage in, garbage out. But,
yeah.
It's really interesting, and that was another thing that we had time. We had time to like step up and really modernize the lighting system a little bit. And I felt we've always had great and impressive lighting. So this time now it's stepped up to do even more things and give a bigger show. So yeah, if you're into and that was when we played in Lebanon, one of the reporters or people that were there hanging out, they were like, the lights were incredible. That's like, hey, we were aiming for that, I thought we played pretty good too, though.
Yeah, we did. That was a fun night. Yeah, it's always awesome when the crowd is really into it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know one of the first shows back, I think it was late last year or early 20. I don't remember. Sometime in 2021, I don't exactly remember. But like, I saw Everclear, and like the crowd was like into like every band, like Hoobastank open, like people were super into it. And no offense to Hoobastank, but wasn't very familiar with them, but like the whole crowd was into it. So like I was very surprised, like with the reception that people like they want to be out and they want to do stuff. So I was happy to see it.
And that's like I was saying earlier, we give 110.
There's nothing like the energy from a crowd, especially a music deprived crowd. Like that's what we feed off of. I joke, and it's actually serious though. There have been nights where I'm like almost asleep 10 minutes before we're about to go on, and he'll be like, "Hey." And then I get out there and I'm like, rah! Like I'm all of a sudden awake, and it's because of the people. It is. It's because of the people. Because if I was at home, I would be asleep.
Yeah, when you get deep into a tour and you're a couple weeks in, we love it. But there's nothing like walking out on a stage, and I don't want to get into like metaphysics and all that, but when people are projecting that energy at you and you walk out on a stage, it can almost knock you over.
It's really real on stage. Like if you are metaphysical about it, that's like one of the places I think it's most evident.
Because it's all focused.
Yeah, it's focused energy. When everybody's looking or focusing on one thing, you can really feel it, and it's intense because that makes all the difference. Some nights, it's definitely harder to muster your own energy than it is to like have a crowd that's like, yeah, and you're just like, yeah, back, so it's really, really helpful.
Yeah, they send the energy to you and you send
give
it
it right
back
back
to them, and it's reciprocal.
Yeah,
So it's a really cool shared experience.
Definitely.
But yeah, and especially I love when I go see a band and I'll see an opening act or something and I don't know them and I leave a fan.
Oh yeah, me too.
Or
that is an awesome experience.
Humming a song the next day. I'm like, what the hell is it? I'm like, oh my God, that was that band.
Yeah.
And that's, they've done a good job.
Yeah, I love when that happens. Or even established bands. Like I saw Living Color last year and I wasn't very familiar with Living Color, but like after seeing them was like, I got all their albums and my brother got a t-shirt. So I'm like, now I'm like a huge fan just by seeing them live. Even though like they're a very established band, but still, just seeing them live makes you even more of a fan, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's
where we thrive.
Yeah, live is what we do, and Living Color is one of the best bands I've ever seen live. Verna Reed is an animal. I remember the first time I ever saw him, he was playing with Mick Jagger.
Really?
Yeah, Verna Reed was Mick Jagger's guitar player. And yeah, I've loved Living Color. So I just dated myself pretty far.
Dated. I was just thinking that. I was like, you just dated yourself.
I'm a good date. But that's a great band to see live. And I'm so happy they're still out there doing it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they're still doing it. Like they bring a ton of energy to the stage. Like it's a full show. It was a lot of fun. They weren't even the headliners, so. So yeah, but so I got a question for you guys as I'm wrapping up this interview. So obviously the Sirens Demons Tour coming up very soon. Do you guys feel prepared to tour again?
Oh yeah, I think we're ready. We're hungry for it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're ready.
We're ready.
We're ready. Like I went today and had the tour vehicles prepped.
Oh yeah.
Brand new tires
all
and floats.
day.
Like, because anything that can go wrong on the road
will go wrong.
Absolutely will.
Yeah.
So went and got everything tuned up and replaced, and we're ready to hit the road. When they first gave us the dates, I went, oh great, yeah, we're going to Akron, Ohio in January. Nothing can go wrong.
No.
But the weather looks clear. The venues look like they're going to be packed, and we're super excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We feel really lucky to be doing it. For anyone that's coming out, come say hello to us at the merch booth.
Yes, please. Come say hi.
Come hang out. We're excited to be in your town and can't wait.
Definitely make sure to check them out if they're coming to a tour date near you, or travel if the weather is good. I don't know. I'm currently in like a foot of snow in Indiana, so it is what it is. But if anyone's curious, where can they check out Illusions of Grandeur online?
You can find us everything at www.iogmusic.com. Like all of our links: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, merchandise, the stories up there, tour dates are there. Everything Illusions of Grandeur is at
iogmusic.com.
Yep.
We made it one-stop shopping.
Yes.
I will leave that link in the description for everyone to check out. Please check out the new album, The Siren. Check out the music video for Silence. I will leave those links in there as well. Thank you guys so much for coming back here on season 3 of Super Cool Radio. Always a great time chatting with you guys. Hope you have a great tour with Offensive coming up starting in Akron, Ohio on January 13th.
We can't wait. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Super Cool Radio rocks.
That's right. I'm always
love it, man. We're always happy to be back.
So thank you guys so much for CM and Maggie of Illusions of Grandeur. I'm your host as always, Matthew Thomas. Thank you so much for watching and listening to Super Cool Radio. Stay frosty.